Hey Ryan. Yeah, it may not be the best stream though. This time we're just messing around with the SC2 bot. In fact, I should probably change my stream title, shouldn't I? Ustream.io. Email's already in use. Login. I don't get it. Am I using this one? Ah, okay. Where is the dashboard? Restream dashboard. There we go. Update titles. Okay, that works. So let's do EC macro Zerg. How to make air units. Cheater insane. Yeah, this bot started as me learning how to code, more or less. So it's gotten better over time, but it's still a mess. A lot of the code. So this is what I want to test. This looks like it's playing in real time. Is it playing in real time? Don't want that. Yeah, sorry if you got an email alert with the wrong title, but it's kind of late for me, so I'm just gonna be working on my bots a bit. And don't I have a better frame for this? This one, I think. There we go. Um, this isn't even related to the change I made. Why is this blowing up? All right, what's trying to build? This. Trying to morph an orbital command. But the structure is null. I have a command center. Mm, mm. So when I first add that to the build order, it has oh man, I haven't used IntelliJ on a PC in so long. Where are the hotkeys now? Step over F8. So it does set the command center. So at some point we lose it. Five structures, structure morph, three more structures. Five structures, structure morph. Okay, so here I'm saying build an orbital at my natural. How did this code once work and now it doesn't? Or did I just leave it in a broken state? Production structure does not equal null. Yeah, so I can't put this in a build order unless the structure already exists. I don't need an orbital morph as part of the build order, I don't think. But should be smart enough to upgrade an orbital when it has the money for it. Just interesting place to build the factory. Oh, I think it does it there to give me vision of my base or something. Oh, I'm hitting exceptions again. Now what? Same deal, I think. Why? Hmm. Let's try that again. Oh, wait. Did I comment the wrong place? If not real time. Oh, okay, it's doing that one. Mm. Okay. think we're finally past that bug. So the goal is I want to track my Yamatos. Eventually I want to extend this to be for all attacks, but I want to at least keep track of the Yamatos I'm casting and how much damage it's going to do to enemy units. And that way I know not to attack those units if they're going to be dying to the incoming Yamato. And that way I can spam my Yamatos without having to worry about, you know, putting 10 Yamatos into the same corruptor. Yeah, so now it's working correctly. Shouldn't be any bugs this time. Ah, man. So StarCraft has these things called stable IDs. So these are supposed to be IDs that never change. And every time Blizzard releases a patch, they change a whole bunch of IDs on me. So annoying. Let's play on. Yeah, let's switch back to the AI arena maps instead of playing on the real maps. That is something I'm going to have to fix, though, if I submit my bot for humans versus bots. What the? How does it think that is the correct way to full screen? This thing's so dumb. All right, so I got Yamato. Set the Zerg opponent to be super rich and to focus on air units. So hopefully they'll be like corruptors to Yamato. Now good. See if this is working correctly.
Target acquired.
Okay, so I think I'm Yamatoing now. Yeah. Okay, right away I see an issue. I'm not actually calling this method. Kind of forgot about that. Ketrock bot. Yeah, the bot's set to Zerg, Cheater AI, and strategy of air units. I'm not sure why I'm working on this. Is this what I had planned next for Eris? The #1 bot? But Eris isn't actually playing in this ProBots. And the only Zerg I'm facing is probably the best Zerg in the entire bot meta at killing battlecruisers, which is counting Nana. So I'm going to be playing into the strength of the of that bot. But at least it'll be good entertainment value. Either I'm going to get smacked by him, or we're going to get some nice BC victory. But he puts so much effort into how he deals with BCs. He'll like fungal them, and then he even coded in, not to fungal them, sorry, he'll neural parasite them. And then he'll use them to Yamato targets. And then he'll teleport them into all of his spore crawlers. He'll build a little spore crawler farm. Alright, someone's about to Yamato. This guy's about to Yamato. He sees a corruptor. Alright, so let's see what happens with that map I built. So it's got the enemy unit tag. It's got the Yamato damage, which is 240, right? I actually don't know. Damage 240. And it bypasses armor, so I don't need to worry about that. There's no easy way to breakpoint this. It's doing it based on time, but... Okay, now it's 0. It's about 3 frames late. Later on, I'll probably do other checks, but for now, Yamato's a pretty... pretty consistent how long they take to cast and land. The things flying away that you're shooting at, it'll probably take a couple more frames to hit, but I think this is good enough. Okay, so just made a little checklist here. So I built the map, I added Yamato when it's cast, I remove it from the map after a certain number of frames. This I can skip for now. Right, now we gotta use this information to make my BCs able to spam Yamatos without overkilling. So let's go digging around the BC code. Can't really remember where that is. Let's find, what is it? Effect Yamato? Alright, so where's this used? Battlecruiser class. So I can probably just use this method, get current HP. So we're going to take the hit points of whatever unit we're looking at. Oh man. Yeah, that's okay. Whatever unit we're looking at. And we will subtract the future damage. So get the value of the enemy tag, which will be 240. And if it doesn't find the tag, then it's going to be 0. Okay. So that way when I'm calculating the Yamato target, whatever calculation I'm doing based on the hit points of the unit is going to take into effect the minus 240. So I think right now I'm only Yamatoing targets that have at least 100 hit points. So if there's a full hit point corruptor, but something else is already Yamatoing it, then it won't be selected. Okay, well, in the future, there'll be other places I want to use this, but I think this should be enough that I can be all as spammy as I want with Yamato. So I had some... previous Yamato frame. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Because I think that's like a global variable where I'm only Yamatoing like once every 3 seconds. So we don't care about that anymore. Maybe easier like this. So when Yamato, I was going to set that. Don't need to set that anymore. So is Yamato available? So I'm only checking now to see if the ability is available, and then I select the target and then I Yamato it. Okay, so it should be able to spam now. That was probably a lot quicker than I thought. So last season when I bot played Eris, I think I had the ability to beat him, but just since the Yamatos were coming so slow from my BCs, I was actually losing the fights that I could have been winning. Like if I had 8 BCs and I opened the fight by immediately Yamatoing 8 Corruptors, I think I take those fights instead of having Eris knock me down. Yeah, my BCs will try to dodge fungals. But the problem with dodging fungals is you don't know where the opponent's aiming with it. If you just look at the direction the investor's facing, it's not accurate to where the fungal's going to go. And you also have to dodge it really quick because fungal is a very quick projectile. It doesn't. If you're on the outer edge, you can kind of get out of range, but if he's fungaling right on top of you, there's no way to dodge it. Hang on. Let's put a breakpoint on the Yamato so I don't miss it. Here's the other thing. I might actually lose this game because oh, I know what the issue is. Only when my BCs are on offense. I have a BC defense class too. Battle cruiser defense. Let's put the breakpoint actually in the Yamato. That'd be better. Okay. Oh, I'm not dead. Okay. Thought we just lost the game. Alright, so ideally, I think basically all of them have Yamato available. So I should be doing 7 quick Yamatos here, I would think. Yeah, it looks like they're all firing Yamatos on the same frame. Now, do they hit different targets? Well, I hit 2 different targets. I think all the other ones got cancelled. Yeah, they're definitely hitting different targets. Okay, so they're being smart. I wonder why my bot didn't expand though. Does have a command center in the purchase queue. Building it at 4932. That's like in my main base. I can't remember how to draw things on the screen. Debug helper? Draw box at position size 2.5 F. Nope. Color. Alright, so this is where it's trying to build my command center. That looks fine. So why isn't it building it? Of course, building structures is one of the first things I did when I was learning to code, so one of the ugliest methods in my bot. So that's waiting. I missed that. What jumped? Oh, this is to build a bunker. Missile turret. Command center. Here we go. Okay. So it can place it. What? Why isn't my bot expanding? Command center. Oh, wait. This is returning false, right? So the placement query thinks I can't place it at 4932. Is it because my own SCV is in the way? And that's why it thinks it can't build it there? That's not right, though. If your own unit is there, you should be able to build it. Because it just pushes it out of the way. Oh, it's too close to the refinery. Interesting. There's a bug in my placement map. Alright, let's switch to a different map that doesn't have that issue. So my whole build order gets just stuck there as it keeps trying to build the third base there. Okay, we got the breakpoint at the Yamatos again. Yeah, I mean, it's probably at the point now where I should just write from scratch. I feel like I could build a lot better bots starting from scratch now. I know it needs to be built, and I have like... I'm more skilled as a programmer to build it in a smarter way. And if I knew I was going to put thousands of, like hundreds of hours into this, I would probably restart it, but I don't know if I'm going to actually dedicate much to this bot anymore. Whenever a new season of ProBots comes out, I like to at least do something, some sort of enhancement. I think Yamato upgrade just finished, right? My bot is expanding, so that was the cause. Up to 3 starports. I think my bot waits until all the cooldowns are off. Alright, this will be a better test here. So just making sure that these Yamatos are not all hitting the same target. That hits a Corruptor. That hits different Corruptor. And that hit a different Corruptor. Okay, I think we can spam Yamatos now pretty safely. Let's turn off all the breakpoints. Just kind of see how this game plays out. The idea of fighting until you're low in hit points and then jumping away, that's probably not the best logic either. Sometimes when the incoming damage is going to be so massive, you probably want to jump away immediately. Because repairing a battlecruiser is actually pretty expensive. Usually putting in like close to 75 gas to repair it from red lines to full hit points again. Did any of those jump away? Not really. I just got slaughtered there, didn't I? I think we might still beat this cheater insane AI just due to our economy though. I feel like when there's nothing going on, I should be repairing repairing all my BCs that are not full hit points. I think right now they only repair when they're low in hit points. And this Cheater Insane AI is actually pretty good with its spellcasting as well. We're facing everything. Fungals, yoinks, neuroparasites. Yeah, so for my defensive BCs, anytime they don't have anything active to do. Oh, that was a nice little pop of Yamatos. Yeah, when my BCs are defending and they're not doing anything, and they're not full hit points, I should probably send them back to the repair bay. You'll play a little bit of StarCraft after this. 12:30? Yeah, I can play a couple games. Can't remember what my trigger is to actually attack. I think I want all my BCs to have jump off cooldown. We definitely they're definitely grouped up. Those fungals are quite painful. I think we're actually going to lose this game now. Because Cheater Insane AI gets like a whole bunch of bonus resourcing. So he's got half the map plus all the bonus resources he gets. Actually missed the Yamatos there. Like I can't tell if my BCs are screwing up or whether they're just off cooldown. Like I'm kind of expecting to see like a whole mess of Yamatos as soon as the fight starts, but I'm not seeing that. There we go. Yeah, I guess there's also enough time between fights. I bet I can quickly fix that defensive BC issue. Battlecruiser defense. So if I have the money to repair, and if it needs repairs. Okay, let's change the needs repairs method to not just look at health. Min HP to repair. So if dot is any base under attack. If any base under attack, then we're set to 200. Otherwise, anything over under, say, 440, let's repair it up. Wait a minute. That'll be really bad if BC's aren't 250 hit points. I'm not actually sure how many hit points they are. Are they 400? Battlecruiser. 550. Okay. Say anything under 530. Probably no point traveling back home if it's 20 hit points or less. So if my base is under attack, then I only repair at 200. Otherwise, I'm repairing at 530. I think I'm running out of places to mine. I got lots of money. Maybe I'd actually do in this game. Just looking at my resources, I feel like maybe these fights have been super cost efficient for me. It looks like I'm losing a lot of BCs, but maybe not. Especially since the computer's so good at, I set it to air, so it already has a million corruptors. Plus he's using his spellcasting so well. Rebuilding all those BCs. I wonder if I rebuild my project, if it'll pick it up mid-game, that change I made. Oh yeah, there it goes. Yeah, so nothing's going on, so it's going to go repair those. Oh, that's so much better. If I was doing that to Eris, every fight would be so much different if you like instantly wipe out a whole bunch of corruptors at the start of the fight. Out of interest, I do want to see what my where would it be? Army manager? I want to know when I go in offense. I can't remember. Uh, so if I'm too weak, if I feel I'm too weak, I stay on defense. Ready to relaunch. How does this get set? Oh, I guess, okay, it has nothing to do with my cooldowns. It's just if I think my army's strong enough. Oh yeah, okay, so nothing's going on defense, so now all these will come over for repairs. That's good. I guess my bot's probably going to lose this game. Maybe my bot will never go on offense, though, because there's just, like, too many corruptors. He's like, screw it, I can't attack. What was that called? Ready something? Ready to relaunch. Oh, that's only if all the BCs are released from being defensive. How the hell did I set this game up? So how do they get released from being defensive? Hmm. I did hack this build together really quickly for last ProBots. I don't know. Does feel important to check it out though, because I feel like I'm maxed out on VCs. Probably should be attacking here, and I'm not. Considering I have a variable I'm not even using, makes me think I may not finish this code to know when to attack. Here we go. If all of my defensive BCs have tactical jump available, then remove them all. So they should all have it available. It says I have 52 battle cruisers. That's why some of these BCs must be dead. Yeah, this is a dead battle cruiser. I'm storing dead BCs. Okay, I think I just need to call the super classes on step, and that should handle the death. Oh, but I have my own. Okay, screw it, we'll just copy it over. Rebuild. That should probably get rid of all the dead BCs now from my list. Yeah, so now it sees that it has a... Now that I got rid of the dead BCs, it realizes all the BCs have teleport available. Zerg is so good on the spells, though. I'm so glad that there's a... Usually the built-in AI is so terrible to practice against because they don't do anything well. But this is perfect. They probably spellcast better than most humans and bots. Still feel like it's not Yumatoing enough. I might need to look into see whether there's a bug there or not. How is your bot do versus the best default AI? It's playing the best default AI right now. With my normal builds, it just slaughters it. It's not really a challenge. So normally when I'm practicing and I want it to go to the late game, I'll just like spawn 3 immortals for my opponent every minute. So that's something you can do with the bot. You can just kind of give your opponents units. I'm running out of gas. Down to the last 3,000. There's nothing left to test here. I just kind of want to see who's going to win. Do Broodlords die to Yamato? They do. Which begs the question, if you're facing Corruptor Broodlord, should you Yamato the Corruptors or the Broodlords? Corruptors are the bigger threat, but Broodlords are more expensive. Better value. Yeah, so this is the cheater insane AI opponent. So that means it's the hardest difficulty bot, plus it gets extra income. It gets to see the entire minimap. And it gets one more advantage. So it gets to see the entire map. It gets a map pack, basically. That's it. That's it for the BCs. They gotta win the game now. My bot is starting to make Marines and Hellbats one at a time, though. Now to realize it's out of gas. Yeah, I guess because this cheater Insane AI gets like free income the entire time, it'll never run out of money. Yeah, there's no point teleporting back when you're weak, because can't actually repair anymore. One unupgraded Broodlord dies to Yamato. Yeah, if it's upgraded, it'll die to Yamato. Abilities don't care about armor. They bypass it. So Broodlord could have 50 armor, and Yamato would still kill it. Yeah, what are the three things that the cheater AI gets? It's, I can't remember anymore. Oh no, it's just money and vision. So I think it's the same difficulty as very hard, but they get the extra money and then they get full map vision. I thought it was three things. Maybe just because there's three versions of cheat, but cheat insane is just a combo of money and vision. Actually, let's see how this does against just a normal macro Zerg. Like obviously facing pure Corruptor Viper Infestor is not very good. But what about ground units? Will I just get overrun and lose the game, or? Because BCs do a lot more damage versus ground units than they do versus air. Which is one of the main reasons why it's not really an endgame unit anymore. Because endgame also often comes down to, you know, sky-based death balls. And BCs just don't really heart air units. At least outside of Yamato, they don't. Wonder how much priority I should put on Yumatoing infestors. The problem is I think you can neural parasite while burrowed. And I'm not sure what happens to a current Yamato cast when you get neural parasited. Does it cancel the Yamato? No, it doesn't. I just saw it right there. So as long as I Yamato the infestor before... Oh my gosh, that's a good BC army he has. Yeah, as long as I Yamato the infestor before it before the neuroparasite attaches on. Then it will release my BC. Still think I should probably hit corruptors before infestors though, because the only thing that Zerg has that really kills BCs fast is the corruptors. So if he takes control of all my BCs but he doesn't have corruptors to kill them, then it's not that big of a deal. That's a bug that I just created. Just realizing that. I'm like, why are those BCs jumping back at full health? It's to do with that change I just made. Yes, I go back when I'm below 350 when now my base is under attack, but this is supposed to only be for defensive battlecruisers. So I think we need to rip this out of here. Or override this method. Let me think what's the best way to do this. So offensive BCs use this method and so do defensive ones, but only defensive ones should go back at full health when no base is under attack. Yeah, let's just override it. Okay. Yeah, so when my VCs are on offense, they kept jumping home, like, randomly. Hopefully that's fixed now. Yeah, I think I should probably... Probably put more emphasis on Yamatoing infestors. Or at least on auto-attacking infestors. Problem is I know if I face any bot author who's using neural, He's going to be burrowed for sure. I think this built-in AI was made before the Zerg got the buff of being able to neural well burrowed. I gotta keep that Raven near the BCs too. Kind of goes off on its own. What are they going for? Oh, they're trying to take out the Spire. That's interesting. Okay, so now I think they're on defense, and that's why they're teleporting home. Manor mules. He keeps taking over the same battle cruiser. This thing was neural like 5 times and it makes it home alive. You know, I set this just to a normal macro opponent, but he's still going the exact same composition as last game, isn't he? This Raven has a mind of its own. Run away. Now we fixed up those bugs. This game's actually looking a little bit better than the last game. So even though we're facing like the ultimate hard counter, with the repair and the value from Yamato, maybe we still end up taking this. We got plenty of money. We're staying maxed. May even take a base on his side of the map. Man, that's a lot of corruptors though. So I think just waiting for all the BCs to have tactical jump off cooldown. There it goes. There's a Raven with a mind of its own again. Actually, the Raven's probably the one that's going to the correct place. I think all the BCs are trying to snipe the Spire that's in the back of his main or something. Right back here. Or the Raven's attacking like the next base to it. Which is probably where I should be going. Targeted on the main base. Interesting. I think I took this from my BC Rush build. And in the BC Rush, it was all about denying the anti-air capability of the Zerg. So it's like going after the Spire. And I think that's what got carried over to this macro version of Mass BC, which is not good. I feel like even with all those Yamatos at the start of the fight, he has so many corruptors it doesn't matter. I instantly kill off 10 of them, and there's still, 14 more. Finally, they go for that base. No idea what these things are doing. Oh, they're the defensive BCs for some reason. They drop below 530, so they're coming back home to repair. So I think for some reason my bot thinks that this is my base and needs to defend it. Lots of bugs happening here. It is attacking more frequently. Question is, how much money does the Zerg opponents have? So I can do this for about 5 more minutes, then I'm going to be out of gas. Oh, Viper Yoinks cancel the Yamato. I didn't know that. You would think Neural would cancel it and the Yoink wouldn't, but it's actually the opposite. Yeah, my bot definitely thinks this is my base. It thinks it's defending this. Yeah, I do have to say it's not a big deal if I get narrowed when there's no corruptors nearby. Because even if he uses my BCs to attack my own BCs, as long as he's not using Yamato, it's very little damage. BCs can't really hurt battle cruisers because they're such low damage per hit and such high high armor. This is not real time. This is playing in step mode, which is probably around double. I mean, it all depends how fast your computer is. It just basically plays out the game as quickly as it can. And how fast your bot is. But yeah, it's about double real-time speed, I would think. Yeah, that's interesting. Viper Yoinks disable Yamatos. Huh. Even if it pulls you closer to the unit you're Yamatoing, you still have to restart the Yamato after the Yoink. Now it finally attacks this base, but this base is already mined out. Oh, Broodlings are killing my... I think I got the last bit of minerals though, so he didn't get it. Broodlings killed a mule. You don't see that every day. Last 800 gas. It's gonna be close. I guess fungal will eventually be enough. Looks like he can't build corruptors anymore. He still has a passive income because of its oh no, never mind. There's the corruptors. Where's the Yamatos? Did I miss them already? Yeah, that's that. It's GG. So where the BCs are running to is of concern. Battle cruiser offense. So let me see if I was right if that bot thought it was mine. Which base would it be? 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If any of the bases after 6, my bot thinks is mine, then Yeah, I don't know why. Battlecruiser offense. Let's make this offensive BCs a little smarter on what they're doing. Rather than just being a cut and paste from the harassing battlecruiser. Let's see what this move command does. Oh. Target position. How's this get set? Yeah. So these BCs get set to an enemy base. That's not good.
Take thy beak from out my heart, and take thy form from off my door.
Current enemy base.
Quoth
How's
the
that set?
wind. Nevermore.
Curious what you're missing out on by not using C++. Here. $, void asterisk 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 asterisk, and in dollar, to declare type, dollar equals, void asterisk and in, 0, void and, asterisk and in, void.
You got cut off. Yeah, Java's not much better than C++ in terms of being verbose, I guess. Although it's getting really good. The nice thing about Java is it's always updating, so the issues it had in the past are by the way, we're dying right now. In case you wanted to see. Rip. Lost my train of thought, but okay, select target base. I don't even think I like the idea of a target base. But we could try keeping it for now, but let's just always attack the newest Zerg base. Oh, I think that's what I was trying to do, actually. That's what it looks like. Reversed base list, so the lower the number... Why do I have to reverse it? What the hell am I doing here? Oh, just so I can do a find first? No, that's just wrong. It's like a double negative sort of thing. I think I just don't use the normal base list. And then if I find first, pick furthest enemy. That's the best way to say this. It's not really the newest expansion, but it's kind of like the newest expansion base. And when do we call this? And when does this become null? Yeah, this is definitely Something I copied from my BC Rush build and didn't think it through quickly well enough. I think once I set it, it never changes. Current 48, 206, 283. Let's just go through all. So basically, if I wipe out the current area around the base, then I'll find a new base to attack. This is really dumb. It's not going to be a quick fix. I need to rip this out altogether. It's just within the Protoss method. Okay, how do we want to do this? What if we just always... So I'm attacking a base, the hatchery goes down. Do I want to switch to the next base immediately, or do I want to wipe out everything around the area? I think I want to wipe out everything around the area. It's getting too late for me to think this through. So I'm attacking the Zerg's 5th base. The hatchery goes down. But I want to stay there and not go to the 4th base yet. So when do I set the new base? Screw it. Let's just always go to the newest base. It'll be easier. So let's get rid of this stuff. This is in... Okay. So I think we just always want to set the current base. So we're attacking his 4th base, but then if Zerg takes his 5th, then we're going to switch it to attacking the 5th base. So basically we're just kind of working backwards from his expansion base all the way into his main. Or we get rid of that base thing altogether and just do whatever the Raven's doing. Yeah, scrap the whole base idea and just go towards attack either target, I think. Let's see what the Raven's up to. No, that's the wrong Raven. Yeah, I think if I just always attack this position, this is like the closest air or ground enemy target to my main base. I'm trying to think of a unit I have that's smart with not bouncing around the map though. I can kind of copy that code. Marine maybe? Ghost? No. Whatever. What's going on in this game? I got a lot of bases. Some hurting BCs. I think these BCs are more suicidal because they're defending a base. So that's why they're coming to attack him when they don't have cooldown available. Although these corruptors are being derpy. My BCs are never going on defense now. As soon as they get repaired, they're like going full offense right away. Somehow insane max, even though I'm committing suicide with all these BCs. Huh? Are these defensive BCs? Well, these are defensive BCs. Oh, it probably thinks this spine crawler is a threat to this base. So they're like panicking and coming to defend it. Base is considered under attack if any units was within 15 range of it. Including like a refinery or something. It looks like. Doesn't look like it has to be an attacking unit. Oh, maybe it is an attack. Can't tell. So yeah, that's probably within 15 range, right? It's very close to 15. I guess I set it to 15 just in case of Tempest. The Tempest can only shoot 10 range at ground. Let's make that less crazy number. Let's change it to like 12, let's say. It's the BCs are coming to defend this base, which makes sense. That base is going. Now there's, yeah. They're like, this is too close. I guess that's within 12. Yeah, so now with that gas geyser down, my bot's finally in defensive mode, staying back here. So I thought of this extractor as being a threat to this base. That's kind of funny. Run away. Are ravens not faster than corruptors? Hmm? Well, it's the first time my bot switched to offense in a really long time. So it's probably trying to attack this base. Successfully attacking this base, looks like. Using a lot of BCs. So this is a spot where these guys should be going to get repaired, right? Because nothing was going on. They're on defense. Yeah, it's not bad when you monitor all those corruptors and then jump on them. You can kind of win the fight versus pure corruptor, which is insane. It's corruptors that do so much damage to massive. Reinforcements are here though. Alright, I want to try one more thing. Instead of this whole current base nonsense. Well, it is being used for other things. Let's just see what happens if I always set it to this variable. Yeah, there's a Python framework that's very good. And nice thing about it is there's lots of authors, so lots of people to ask questions of on Discord. Lots of documentation. Lots of open source bots that you can just like check out the code for. There's like a template you can start with. But if you have a preferred language,
Target acquired.
you can write an SC2 bot with it. There's frameworks for basically every language. C++, C#, Go, Haskell. Probably missing a bunch. Clojure, JavaScript, Rust, even Zig, which is a language no one uses, but it's a cool language. Nice little initial attack there. That's how my bot decided there's too much enemy forces now, so it's taking a defensive stance. Yeah, definitely when I'm expanding on my opponent's side of the map, my BCs become overly aggressive because they're not willing to give up any base, even one that's like right in front of the Zerg. They're like, fight to the death. You do want to protect bases as you're, and you do want to definitely protect them as you're setting them up. But you don't want to lose all your BCs in the process. My bot's actually out of minerals right now. Can't even tell what's going on. I don't think I did what I wanted to though for the targeting. Does look like it's diving this spire. Probably some hard-coded stuff I brought over from the old BC rush. Da, 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 da. One more try. Yeah, there's been quite a few machine learning bots on AI Arena Ladder. None of them have really been competitive. Some have been competitive if they only do like very minor things with machine learning. Like there was one bot that after it did its probe scout, it used machine learning to decide what strategy to use based on the probe scout. But everything else was scripted. The only ML bots that did well were DieStar and AlphaStar. And I think there's some Chinese one as well. But all three of them spent like at least hundreds of thousands of dollars on training. AlphaStar much more than that. So it's not really an option for a hobbyist. In fact, I think AlphaStar, most of it is open source now. But the thing is, you still have to train it yourself, and training it can be near impossible, just because of the costs involved. I think AlphaStar trained with, was it 100 TPUs? And a TPU is equivalent to about 30 high-end GPUs. High-end graphics cards. I think as I'm researching the planetary, I defend it. Okay, that's why they come back. Yeah, so I'm setting up another base, right? Yeah, so it comes over here to defend it. Now there's one under attack, so prioritizes that one first. Okay, I'm starting to remember this logic a little bit. Yikes. So my BCs are still in defensive mode right now. Again, another base that has defensive stuff too close by. It's weird because it doesn't look that close. It's 12 from the center of the command center. That feels like it's more than 12. That's like 12 is what? How far a siege tank shoots? I mean, that's a little bit more. Siege tank's like 11. Maybe it shoots that far. Okay, I think this is a real offense now. Need to make the teleport away a little bit smarter too. Let's change that variable a little bit. Yeah, it thinks the spore is a threat to the space, maybe. I mean, that's definitely more than 11, though. Yeah, it thinks one of my bases under attack. I don't see why, though. So base 7. Which one is that? This one. Is that Roach within 11 range? I don't know. It's almost better when I'm not expanded to his side of the map, because my BCs just derp so badly when his army's near one of my bases. Especially as they're coming out with all their abilities on cooldown. So they often can't jump away if they wanted to. Yeah, it's that Spore Crawler. I can't believe that's 11 range. Let me check that code again. It seems so wrong to me. Is under attack 11. The attack unit, attack ground unit, or attack air unit. It's less than 11 range away. And those all come back to closest enemy ground unit or closest enemy air unit. These fights are so bad, man. Okay, at least I lost that base. So now my bot will stop derping over there. So then when my bot finally goes on offense, I think it should attack this base first. Then this one. If this code is working correctly. Okay, everything's off cooldown, so now they're going. Oh no, I did scout this base, so it's going to go over here first. Yeah, that's right. Now they do get distracted by anything on the way, which I think is fine. Guess he probably has this base too. Rip. Should definitely get less workers with this build, I think. 90 workers is probably too much for mass PC. Well, it's 2 a.m. We fixed what we wanted to fix. We just wanted to make sure the spam Yamato worked. The build itself... Well, the build itself looks really bad. But it's looking really bad against a really strong computer. because it's kind of perfectly using the spell casting and going Mass Corruptor. It's one of the rare scenarios where I think the Blizzard AI will be a tougher opponent than playing real bots. If there's any other strategy I wanted to try out. I did want to look at the Ghost Hellbat. That seems to be a build I kind of forgot existed, but it's performing well recently. Let's give it a glance, see if there's anything obvious I can fix in it. Oh yeah, that's right. StarCraft 2 did come on disc, didn't it? Might have been a DVD. No, it's probably a CD. You're probably right. Oh, what's that exception about? Oh, that same error I was getting before. I probably broke that method somehow. Which is which? Current is on the right. What lines is dying on again? So it is because I added this. But I guess it never worked before, right? It just didn't throw an error. Oh no, it would get to this code and it would select the production structure. And this is where it would find the... Well, this is where I find the structure if it's requires a reactor tech lab. Unit type does not contain reactor, does not contain get required structure type. Okay, yeah. So this works. So I either need to move this block up or do a null check up here. Might be a reason for this ordering that I forgot about. Let's just do a null check. It doesn't equal null. Okay. Then can uncomment these now. Those orbital morphs back into the build order where they should be. Okay, let's try this again. It's the build I just made to test. Like Ghost Micro. I just kind of was wondering how good Ghost can be with like Bot Micro. Like instantly sniping like the best unit that's possible to snipe. Things like that. So it's kind of a silly build. I'll just make a whole bunch of ghosts and throw Hellbats in front of them. But it ends up being performing pretty well versus Zerg, so I kind of kept it in my bot's play. Oh. I just realized something. I think I know why my bot was losing to with mass PC. Debug spawns equal to true. Yeah, so all those games we were watching in the past, from the 6 minutes on, every minute I was giving my opponents an Overlord, 2 Corruptors, and an Infestor. So basically I was giving 2 Corruptors and Infestor every minute. I just realized that's what all this stuff is about right here. Like, what are these messages? It's like a created one infestor or cheater saying AI. So I was producing units. I guess the last time I ran this, I was wanted to face anti-air. Oh, Broodlords already. Actually, Corruptors and Infestors are going to be really good against this build too. Because Fungal disables Snipe and Corruptors turns into Broodlords. And Broodlings are really good against Ghosts. And also, I don't have any anti-air of this build really, except for the Ghosts themselves. Not sure. I think that Ghost is trying to nuke, but... Oh, oh, that Fungal. Oh my gosh. So since my BCs were being passive, he was probably going up to like 300 army supply. Because he would max out at 200 and then I kept spawning, you know, another 7, 8 supply for him every minute. So that's why I would Yamato like 15 Corruptors and you'd still have another 25 attacking my BCs. These Ghosts are definitely getting their snipes off though. You can see the energy's so low in them. In the bot meta, we're 2 patches behind though, so we don't have the whatever ghost nerfs were from last patch. I can't actually remember what they were. Does Snipe do less damage now? I think that's what it was. I think we're going up to the newest patch soon. It all has to be manually added to the map files. Because Blizzard stopped supporting this AI framework. They actually stopped supporting it back when Infested Terrans still existed. So every change since Infested Terrans we've had to manually build into our map files. And we can't do it in the new map editor because the new map editor is also not supported. And it crashed. But my bot didn't crash, the connection crashed. Which is fine, as long as it doesn't happen on ladder, which it doesn't. Response parse exception. Caused by. Invalid response. Okay, just because I don't want to go to sleep yet. Let's do the BC build once more. But this time we won't be spawning enemy units for our opponent. Yeah, I think we're missing IDs and stuff if we play on. I wonder how they're going to do for humans versus bots. Because the game's kind of changed quite a bit from what we're doing on AI Arena. But in humans versus bots, we usually play on the real ladder maps, not our hacky AIE versions. But there's some new upgrades and stuff. I think I need to add them to Ocraft. What do we see model? The Spire? I guess we modeled the Spire there. He's getting wrecked. We killed his Spire, all of his queens, a lot of his anti-air. Going after the Spire again. Yeah, this is meant to be a macro build, but I think we just killed our opponent. Spawning 3 units in a minute can make a big difference, I guess. Oh, now all of a sudden this Blizzard AI doesn't seem so strong. Yeah, this is a one-sided stomp. Yeah, I never got the spire up. He tried to build it like 3 times and without success. GG. Alright. Let's find someone to host. Do I even have any viewers? 26. Okay. Let's find someone to host then. That's shockingly high for a coding stream. I guess I wasn't actually coding that much. It was mostly just watching replays. Let's go with... This guy did host me recently. I'm interested why I didn't know the name too. Oh no, copyright strike. Oh well, it's just a coding stream. Or it's not a copyright strike, but they're gonna add a whole bunch of ads to my YouTube VOD now because I played 2 seconds of music that doesn't belong to me.
Base is under attack. Time to carry. Not enough minerals. Our allies' base is under attack.
My brain is just off right now. Why does this guy's name look familiar?
Drop it.
He's offline now, whoever he is. Alright. Sandy Man it is. Or... is there such thing as coding streams? Categories, that's what I'm going to look at. I feel like there is a category for it. But if you don't know what it's called... Wow, there's actually a lot of games being streamed. I didn't expect to have to scroll this far. Even all the way down here, that was 86 viewers. Okay, never mind. We'll go Sandy. Or whatever his name is. Samadhi Man. How do you program movement of the units? Is it a neural network? No, I don't use any machine learning. My code is my units don't even know what other units are doing. It's very basic what I have. Like I might just pick up like a ghost like we saw there. So basically, is every step my ghost just goes through these things, right? If it's already casting, then just don't do anything. If it has the energy EMP, it looks for an EMP target, and it'll cast EMP. If that wasn't the case, it'll look for a good snipe target. If that's not the case, if it's about to die, it'll cloak. And then And then if none of that stuff works, it'll just go into basic micro, which I've written for basically the same micro that Marines will use and Marauders will use, which is, you know, if you can attack, you know, otherwise, you know, if your attack is on cooldown, then back up or stutter step forward. Things like that. You know, just detour, find a safe position. For some reason, some oddly specific Cyclone related code for a generic micro. That shouldn't be there. Yeah, the no concept of an army. My ghost doesn't understand anything about what's going on around it. So in many ways, my bot is less complex than other bots. Other bots have like the idea of like a whole army, and then the idea of separate squads, and then within those squads, there's individual units. So all three of those levels can have micro, where mine is just a whole bunch of individual units doing their own thing. Now, often they're kind of attacking the same area, so they end up looking like an army, but they're pretty dumb. And that's hurt me in the past. Like, for instance, when I was facing a Thor, my Raven would not want to get in range of the Thor, because the Thor is dangerous to a Raven. But since my Raven didn't know what was going on around it, and none of my other Ravens did, I ended up having like 30 Ravens, all afraid of one single Thor. Because they're all just thinking individually. Where in fact, like obviously all 30 of them can just go in and trash that Thor with auto turrets. But that's the type of bugs I've had in the past. How do they know where to build? Yeah, I have a whole nother, like that's just the Ghost Micro we looked at, but there's a whole nother manager for deciding how to spend my money. Basically, it's just kind of at priorities of what I spend things on. Like, always be building workers, at least until I'm fully saturated. You know, always build from the production I have. If I want to build more air units and all my starports are active, then I'll just start building more starports at that point. Have little triggers like that. The ability to save up for an expansion when I need an expansion. But usually the strategy dictates what I build. Like that was like a Ghost Hellbat build, so I'm just mostly building only Ghosts and Hellbats. But if I'm facing like air units, it'll mix in an appropriate amount of Vikings. You can make these things as simple as or as complex as you want. The nice thing about this sort of project is that there's no limit to how much work you can put into like even the simplest things. How do you select where to build? That is difficult because of the terrain. I can probably show that actually. That's what I did is I kind of pre-selected positions. Because especially with Terran, you got to be able to build so much production. But at the same time, you don't want to build it in a way that where you like trap your tanks inside your main base. So it got kind of complex. If you use other frameworks, some of this sometimes is built for you. But with Java, it's pretty raw, so I had to build it from scratch. What am I looking for? Something like placement map. Yeah, I spent way too much time on this. These are like the shapes. I had to think of like the shapes, then like how to connect the shapes together, and then connect them in the way where there's still like pathing for units to like run through. Yeah, okay. Let me start again quickly, and I'll call this method. Put breakpoint somewhere. Actually, maybe the end of the step. And not really the method I wanted. Hang on a sec. I think I might draw it on the first frame. No, not really. I might have deleted that code. Well, it doesn't show it well, but I can kind of show you the opposite of my placement map. So basically this is, it's hard to tell, but like this is like there'll be like a barracks here with an add-on, and then another barracks with an add-on. So all these, everywhere where there's none of this stuff is already positions that have been taken for other structures. So I kind of all preset it up. Man, used to have good images for this. You can get the rough idea. Like that would be for later in the game if I need to add more. And then some of these spots are for like macro command centers and stuff. But yeah, I kind of go through and I solve all the positions beforehand. It was a big pain in the ass, but it was worked out okay. Visualize choke. Placement map. Mining layout. Yeah, I think I deleted that code. Damn it. Yeah, it's the same thing. Oh well. Actually, I know where I can find it. I bet I shared it here at one point. Has image from a truck. Yeah, something like this. No, I'm not even showing my screen correctly. So I kind of like pre-build all the positions like this, and there's always 2 squares in between so tanks can move around, and then 2 squares at the bottom. So I build like channels like this. And if I have to, I can just use one of these as a 3x3 structure, like an armory. Bots are not allowed to play on ladder, so you don't have to worry about that if you're a ladder player. They do competitively play against each other 24/7. There's a bot-only ladder that's set up. And you can play against these bots locally if you like download the bots in the launcher and set it up for yourself. There's a ProBot season on right now. Every ProBots we do a human versus bot exhibition. Some of the top bots are pretty good. They're probably like master level. One of them beat Hearthstone once. Yeah, that's the one advantage of making a Zerg bot. You don't have to worry too much about where to place structures. You know, like just don't put it in the middle of your mineral line, and you're good to go. I guess sometimes Zerg does want a wall off their natural, but they can do fine without a wall as well. This is kind of how I've had to like figure out how to place turrets in every single sort of like base layout. So here, like it calculates it all based on where the minerals are and the gases are, and it says, okay, you can put a turret here and here. These are like the quickest mining paths between these things because bots actually speed mine. So if you move like right in front of the mineral patch and then give it and then queue up a mining command, you can get there without any deceleration time. Same thing on the way back to the command center. So our scripted bots can mine minerals about 8% faster than, maybe 10% faster than a human can. Yeah, here's another view of kind of how that layout works. And of course, in those 2x2 channels, I can build all my supply depots in there. So the walking path, you know, because since you can lower depots, you can build in that way. So this is like the calculated wall off. I always open a space in front of the depot at the natural wall. And then the rest is just kind of try to calculate as best you can to fit as many structures in your main base as possible. Which is a lot harder, a lot easier said than done. I put a lot of work into it, and the structure it comes up with is terrible sometimes. Yeah, my bot's only Terran. There's a couple of really high-end bots that play random, though. Shark Nice, the guy who made the Sharky framework for C#. His bot plays random. Let me see if I can bring up the ladder here. Yeah, so Xena, oh wow, he's actually up to number 2, rank 2. That's really impressive. Wow, that bot came out of nowhere. Still nowhere near the rank 1 bot of Eris, who has an insanely high 94% win rate. Ketrak is very inactive now, but still holding on to a top 10 spot. Next week, my bot plays on ProBots in the group stage. And I'm not sure who's in my group. I know Kani Nana's in my group. And Tyr, which I think he's bringing his Terran. Yeah, so the number 9 bot, the number 4 bots, and then one other guy who qualified. Not sure who it'll be. Might actually be Micro Machine. Yeah, that's a pretty killer group, actually. The author of Eris decided not to put him in the tournament because he wants to bring this bot instead. He built a Protoss bot called Phobos, which doesn't look that good, but I bet when we see him in the tournament, he's probably going to be really strong. Because otherwise, why would you choose to bring him in if you didn't think he had a chance of winning? This is a good starting point. I would go to aiarena.net. You can kind of build a bot in the language of your choice. And if you go here, there's a wiki that has some basic information. But more importantly, there's a link to the Discord. And that's where all the bot authors hang out, and they can answer all your questions. And then the tournament going on right now. Is there links to his VODs? I guess here. Live. There we go.
Yeah, it's just a natural extension of that, and it leads.
So this is a series that was going on.
Yeah, I don't even know what happened. I think he was just so fixated.
Oh,
on
Benbot
the
versus Sharpened Edge. That'll actually be a really close series. Spoiler alerts. Who won? Benbot won 2-1 over Sharpened Edge. Okay. So I guess Connie Nana beat Annie-Box. He's facing me. I'm not sure who else comes to my group. Hopefully not Xena, since he's number 2 on the ladder.
Annie bought one of our longer running bots, but hasn't actually been around for the last couple.
pretty cool. Every season they have custom artwork, and then they slightly animate it. Usually some sort of combination of a StarCraft unit and a cyborg or something. Anyways, I think I was going to host a stream a long time ago. And actually, as I cancel the host one more time, we just had a little discussion with is this a template here? Yeah, the template there might be a template to get you started with Python on probotsai.com. But the guy who runs this website actually did his first coding project ever, and it just happened to be an SC2 bot. Spent a week on it and made the bot strong enough to beat very easy AI. So pretty impressive for someone who doesn't even know how to code. He's actually using his tutor was ChatGPT. It's like every time he had a question, he just asked ChatGPT. ChatGPT actually knows about the StarCraft 2 coding libraries, so you can even ask it specific questions. So does Copilot, the GitHub AI. All right. I wonder if this guy's even still streaming. Oh no. I lost the name. I copied something else. Send event. All right, have a good night, everyone. I'm out of here.